Greetings everybody, I'm Lobo and welcome to Luna. This is episode 104 of my Minecraft survival series, and right now I've got resources on the brain because, as you know, there is a new update coming out, one that will dramatically change the behavior of our villagers right here and impact the way that we come by certain items. Emeralds being an obvious example. I've been farming emeralds like crazy just because I'm not sure how the new update will impact my ability to do so, since I have decided to kind of steer clear of anything update related, anything village and pillage related, until we actually do decide to update this world. Now, aside from emeralds, there's also glowstone. Glowstone I get primarily from villager trades. I think for that though, we might just shift our main light source to sea lanterns, and we can use plenty of those. Now, thinking about the other stuff we can get from our Guardian farm and other resources non-villager related, there's also going to be Prismarine, because we're going to be using a lot of Prismarine in some forthcoming builds. As we head up here, you'll notice the dark Prismarine furniture. We have the dark Prismarine roof. We're going to be using a lot of dark Prismarine throughout the entirety of our science district, because that's kind of like one of the Wolfen's laboratory colors. And then, of course, there's WARF, the Wolfen's Aquatic Research Facility, and we're going to be going through a fair bit of Prismarine over there as well. Now, at this point, you may be saying to yourself, Lobo, we already have a Guardian farm. We already have a way to get our Prismarine and Prismarine variants. And yes, that is true. As you can see, if we chill right here at our AFK spot, we have plenty of Guardians coming in, which are going to bring in all those shards and all those crystals and stuff. The problem is that I'm not always down here, and if I'm not down here, supply tends to have some trouble keeping up with demand. As I discovered a couple episodes ago when we were over here building at WARF, you know, we were going through a lot of Prismarine in the construction of this place, but as we were building, we weren't replenishing our supply at a rate that I would have liked to see. Because for us to get Prismarine in this farm, for us to get our Guardian drops, the Guardians have to be moving around, which they do when we're at our AFK spot. But when we're further away, they just tend to sink and sit on the floor. Like those guys, they're moving around because I'm close. But hey, guy, oh my gosh. Hold on. We'll get back to that thought ow, just a second. Stop it. Why are there so many of you? There are way too many of these guys. Oh, okay. This is... Wow. Wow. Anyway, as I was saying, most mobs will not move if they're more than 32 blocks away from a player, and in the case of Guardians, that means they tend to sink. Now, I was thinking we might be able to do something with that to increase our Prismarine gathering rates when we're working at a distance. So that is the project for today. We're doing some upgrades to our Guardian farm, but before we can start building and testing out this new system, I'm gonna need to get some ice. Now, how much are we gonna need? I honestly don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my pickaxe to this iceberg right here and collect a bunch of it, and we'll just see how far it gets us. And I think that should do it. Yeah, that's pretty much all we can carry. We have almost a full inventory worth of ice. I think I'm just gonna leave that sitting on the floor and just unload these chunks so it's waiting for us when we get back. But yeah, I think one inventory of ice should be enough to get us started. I mean, we're almost certainly going to need more, but this will give us an idea of how much we can do with one inventory, which will give us an idea of how much more we are actually going to need for this project. Now, because the upgrades to our Guardian farm do rely on Guardian sinking, we're going to have to give them somewhere to sink to. So before we start building, I'm going to go ahead and start clearing out a little bit of space down here and just get rid of all these pillars that are currently holding up our platform. You know, I just realized there's something that is going to put a bit of a damper on this video, so I'm just going to go ahead and apologize for this in advance. But you will notice as we get a little bit closer towards the center of our Guardian farm right here, our frames just start tanking, and then we start going into like slideshow mode, PowerPoint presentation type deal. So yeah, that might happen a couple times throughout this video. I'm very sorry about that. There's not really much I can do about it. It's mostly due to all the particle effects from all the bubbles and stuff. So for the most part for this video, I will try to keep my distance from the center of the farm, so that way we don't have to deal with it too much. But there are going to be certain times throughout this video where we're going to have to deal with like single-digit FPS. You think you're sneaky? You're not sneaky. You make too much noise to be sneaky. Alright, so I think this should just about be the last of it, so let me go ahead and collect some of this stuff up, and then I will tell you what the next part of this process is. I actually should have brought some ice down here with me to demonstrate, but I'll just go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do, and then the next clip I'll have some ice in place and I can actually show you how everything's going to work. But the basic idea is, much like how we have our fence posts up here with flowing water on top of them washing our guardians over towards the center drop chute, we're going to recreate that same thing but with ice instead of fence posts at the bottom, also washing our guardians towards the center drop chute. And that's going to look a little something like this little sample section I have built in here now. So these floors, these Prismarine floors right here, they're going to be gone. We're going to replace those with either fence gates or signs. I'm thinking signs, actually. That might be a little bit easier for me. So that way when the guardians sink, they just fall straight through and they end up down here where I am currently. So this is all going to be air. We're going to empty out all this water, drain it out, and the only water down here is going to be flowing water sources coming from the ends here, which are actually going to wash our guardians this way towards the center, where we're going to have some soul sand set up right here to catapult them up to the top and into the main drop chute. So let me go ahead and get that set up for you. I probably should have done this beforehand. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's the idea. Basically, need to get out now. Wow. So again, I would like to apologize for the lag, but I just want to give you guys a quick demonstration now that we have the soul sand in here. So once our mobs get washed over here over the soul sand, they're going to do a rapid ascent to the very top and then get put into our drop chute, where we'll either collect their drops or divert them into our XP station. That's how that's going to work. Now let me get out of here real quick and then I will explain to you the next step without all this this frame rate droppage. There we go. Much better. Okay, so the next step is to actually get all this ice put in along the entire bottom right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of as much of that as I can while sparing you guys the inevitable slideshow I'm going to have to sit through to get this done. I swear it never ends with these guys. I'm over here trying to get some work done. These drown are just like begging for attention. But you know, I'm trying to tell them, don't worry. What I'm making right now, it's just as much for them as it is for the guardians, you know? But do they want to listen? No, it's just me. They only hear what they want to hear, which is usually a bunch of gurgling. Anyway, we've got one side of this in, and we still got a little bit of ice left over. Hi! Wow, okay. Still got a little bit of ice left over. And now I am out of ice. So this is how far that one inventory of ice got us. It got us this entire section right here and this section right here, which is it's so annoying. Trident. I'm starting a Trident collection, by the way. We're getting tons of them. But yeah, this gets us about half of our farm done with ice. So just a little bit over one more inventory should do it for us. And once again, sorry about the lag, but just a little bit over one more inventory of ice should do it for us. That should be all we need. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way out of here first of all so I can talk to you guys. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and make my way back over to the ice biome and harvest that so that way we can get these guys being a little bit more productive. So about an inventory and some change, that's what I'm going to go ahead and set off to collect. But I've been intending to make my way over here at some point in between episodes and kind of just start stockpiling. Hi. Just kind of start stockpiling some of this ice right here and storing it in these chests, which I had a little bit in here before, but I never got it as stocked up as I wanted to. And obviously, it's empty now. So yeah, I think I might come over here at some point and just kind of take down some of these icebergs. Right now, though, I'm just kind of more focused on the task at hand. I just wanted to share that with you guys since we're over here, kind of let you in on some of my thought processes. But yeah, back to this. And then, unfortunately, back to this. Wow, the lag, the drown, the ice, it never ends. It's horrible. It's horrible. All right, so quick update. This is starting to get pretty, why can I not place, okay, you're why I couldn't place a block, okay. Yeah, this is starting to get pretty bad now. So I think most of the work we do after I get all this ice in, I'm probably going to bring Watchdog out here so that way you guys don't have to deal with like this lag because it's difficult to play in. I'm sure it's difficult to watch. We got another Nautilus shell. We're getting quite a few Nautilus shells as well. And oh, look, another one. I think we have one more Heart of the Sea. That did not block that at all. I think we have one more Heart of the Sea, so we can make another conduit, but it might be fun at some point to go searching for some more buried treasure, because it might be fun to have a lot of these things. Hey, trophy! That's awesome. I wasn't intending to film anything else, but that has to go into the video. I'm guessing sleep with the fishes. I'm guessing that is for spending a lot of time underwater, which, yeah, we've done that today. So I think before we call Watchdog on out here, we got another Nautilus shell, by the way. Before we call Watchdog on out here, there is one more thing I want to do, which fortunately only has us going around the perimeter of the farm, so I think we can do this together. I want to go ahead and start getting the bottom part of this farm sealed in, getting some walls in place so we can kind of make an airlock, because as I said, we're going to be draining this this whole area out. So I'm going to carry this along to the other side, just kind of figure out like a design for this wall. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that for a little bit, then I'll meet back up with you guys in a few minutes and we can see how it's coming along. Alright, so we have the outer portion of our walls done up in Prismarine, and I'm going to do the inner portion of our walls with this stone brick right here next to the ice. Now, on top of this stone brick is going to be a window, so all this open space right here, that's going to be glass, just like the upper part of our farm. You know, it's going to be very similar in style, I think, which means we are going to need a bunch of glass to fill in, you know, all this area. So what I think I'm going to do real quick is head back to Luna, get to Dunder Minecraft and grab a bunch of that stuff. That reminds me, that's something else I should do, is use some of those emeralds I got to buy a ton of glass, because that is the primary way I get glass, is I just buy it from our librarians, you know? So yeah, that might be in order. Ow. Just never fails. Never fails. If I start recording, I get attacked. Let's jump forward in time and down in frame rate again. I got most of the walls in. I got the majority of the walls in at this point. I'm just finishing this up. But next step is to go ahead and start draining this out. And I am looking forward to getting this place sealed off and drained out just so I don't have to deal with drown anymore. But once I get these last couple blocks in, we can back up and see how this place looks from the outside. And I mean, you can hardly see it, but I think it works. I think that actually looks pretty good. I'm happy with that now. We got a bottom for Wharf now, for our Guardian farm. And now it is time to bring our sponges back home. The sponges that we, of course, got from this ocean monument a long time ago. And we're going to use them to drain the bottom portion of this monument out. Now, since we are going to be working in the main section of this area where all the lag will start kicking in, and now, I'm not going to subject you guys to the slideshow. What I think I'm going to do instead is go ahead and call Watchdog on out here, put him somewhere, have him watch from afar as we take our sponges, drain this place out. We'll probably also go ahead and get rid of all the Prismarine in the ceiling, put our signs up, and basically any work that needs to be done in the center portion of this area, we're going to go ahead and take care of that in a time lapse. Let's go ahead and get Watchdog on a boat, bring him over here, and try to get some of this done. Welcome back, everybody, and all I have to say is poor Watchdog. He was getting pelted by tridents, by arrows, by guardian laser beams. That's gravel in my face. That's a drowned right there. Oh, I did not miss you guys. Did not miss you guys at all, but we got some work done at the bottom of our Guardian farm. It is now actually fully functional and it is working just great, just like I hoped it would. As you can see, all the Guardians that would just be sitting on the ground now if they're not moving, they're actively getting moved around. They're getting pushed towards the center where they will do a rapid ascent and get taken up into the drop chamber, and we can collect their drops. This is all laggy now again. I got too close. You know what? Actually, if you guys don't mind dealing with the lag, I hope you don't, because if you don't, there is something I kind of want to show you real quick, but it does involve going inside. And I've thought about this when I was filming that. This might actually be worth seeing, because this is a view that, you know, we'll probably get this one time and then never again, because I do not intend to ever really come down here again after today's episode. So let's go ahead and make our way inside, and I just want to show you guys what this place looks like when you look up. So check this out. You can see the bottom of our platform, all the bubbles rising. It actually looks pretty cool. The lag is going to set in just a, yeah, here it comes. Yeah, there we go. If we get further away from the bubbles, if we get further down, I've noticed that we don't have to deal with it as much and it'll kind of clear up a little bit. So let's hang out right here for a second, let this clear up, and then we'll take a peek up there and just see how awesome this looks. This is just such a crazy view. I really enjoyed it while I was down here building. But that's enough of that. Let's focus on the real question here. The whole reason why we decided to do this upgrade in the first place. What are our drops like? What are our rates? That is the question on my mind. I hear them. I hear the drops coming in. I can see them coming up through the water elevator right here. Let's see what they look like going through our storage system. Yeah, it looks like we got a nice steady flow of ink sacs, crystals, and shards coming in. That's good. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to have these kind of drops coming in when we're just out here in the general area building or doing whatever we're going to do. We want to have all this stuff coming in, because previously we could only really get these kind of rates, or even rates like probably even slower than that, when we're down here at our AFK spot, which we no longer have to be at anymore. We no longer have to be AFK way down here at the bottom where it's super laggy, and it is also, yes, it is occasionally super laggy down here as well. So I'm looking forward to not having to subject myself to this for much longer, because now we should be getting a lot more Guardian drops coming in, which means I'll have to AFK at this farm less and be able to AFK at other places to get other stuff coming in, and we'll get the majority of our Prismarine here when we're building in this area, because we are going to be in this area building a lot in the near future. So despite how difficult it was getting this whole thing built today, I am very happy that we did, and I am also very, very happy that it is now finally done, this upgrade to our Guardian farm. Let's see if we can see any Guardians actually sink when they spawn in. Yeah, you see that? The ones that spawn in and don't move because we're too far away, they just sink and they get pushed to the center, and we're going to be collecting their drops anyway, which is just awesome. Oh man, that's so great. So great. But I do think that is going to be it for us today, guys. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and take the scenic route home and just kind of enjoy myself. Yes, but that is all the time we have for today. So if you guys have enjoyed this episode, please feel free to hit that little thumbs up button. That would mean a whole lot to me. And if you want to see more, please remember to subscribe. And as always, I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, I am Lobo, and I will see you guys later.